together with national defense forces to secure our country in terms of our borders across. Key challenge, of course, is dealing with terrorist elements, particularly in our northern part of the country, who desire to come and harm us. I want to thank the National Police Service and the multi-agency team, security team, because as a result of continuous commitment and hard work and sacrifice, a show of patriotism, our country continues to be secured, and we have never had serious incidences in the recent years. I must also say that as part of the other challenges we've been first facing as a nation is the problem of banditry. And the National Police Service and the component, as particularly your team, as the GSU team, who have gone before you and who are serving, have done a very good job to help us combat the challenges of cattle rustling. And as a result, our country is generally peaceful. There are pockets of areas that we still have a challenge, but the strategies that have been put in place are bearing fruit, and we are confident that as we continue to be eternally vigilant, we are going to be able to protect our countries. Cases of robberies, robberies with violence, invasion of personal properties, land invasions, land challenges have continued to bedevil part of our country. But by and large, I believe that in the recent years and recent months, we have been able to contain various challenges in our country. And I can say confidently, without fear of any contradiction, that our country is safe and is peaceful as never before. We have only few challenges that we still face, and that's why I wanted to create the context of why the General Service Unit that is being trained today is necessary for us to deal with the challenges of the future. The country is witnessing a growing trend where political leaders, particularly, are expected to ensure that they keep our country safe, have become the greatest threat to our security as a nation. That threat surrounds around recruitment of young people who are of your generation and your age. Instead of taking them to work elsewhere, unfortunately, they use them to cause chaos in the name of goons and gangs. That challenge has grown over the last few years, but it has been extremely manifested in the last 3 years or so, based on public protests, or what is supposed to be called public protests, but which is actually an orchestrated, well-planned scheme to cause chaos and anarchy in our country. And for the first time, in the last two protests that happened the last 2 years, we have witnessed something that is a pattern that is worrying for the nation, that political leaders organize young people to directly invade a police station, security installations, courts, people's businesses, government offices, the parliament. And that behavior has led us to rethink about the training that we give you. It is important, and you heard the Inspector General of Police speak here, that it's important, therefore, to retool and rekit you to be able to have the necessary skills to be able to serve your nation better amidst this challenge. Number one is that in terms of values and principles, your curriculum, I have been told, including the one you've been going through here, is to ensure that you get the necessary skills to understand values and principles of our Constitution, to ensure that you understand the value of patriotism. You came here as recruits. Few months ago, you were jobless, and you prayed every day to get a job. Most of you dreamt to serve our country in the National Police Service. And some of you, and in case most of you come from extremely humble background, you perhaps be the only child who has been employed in your family, or even in your locality, and in some cases, even in your location. And you might be a pioneer, a firstborn in your family or your community to get a job. More importantly, when you arrived and you are recruited and brought here, You definitely met Kenyans from all walks of life. You trained together, you ran in the morning together, you went through the hardship training together, you went through the pain of shaping you to become a better person, become a better athlete, a better police officer, a better soldier. But beside you was a Kenyan from another region. It was not your relative, it was not the person you came with from your village. And therefore, this training, if there is nothing that you should take away from this training, you will have to take only one thing from the training of the National Police Service, you must take the value of patriotism, the value of nationalism. Because when you leave that gate and you are going to serve the people of Kenya, you will be expected to treat all Kenyans equally without consideration of their tribes, region, religion, or their social background. That is extremely important. If you are patriotic enough, you will know that when you exit that gate, you will not involve yourself in partisan political engagements. And therefore, you will give every Kenyan equal treatment in terms of service as you serve the people of Kenya. There was a trend that our officers were being targeted by terrible activists in the last two protests. And they were being recruited to be content creators. And some of them were insulting the Inspector General of Police, they insulted the Commander-in-Chief, they insulted the Cabinet Secretary, and other senior officers. That is unheard of. The training you receive here is not for you to get out there and go and play those political gimmicks and games. And it's very sad because some of them were lured to perform those acts of content creation for purpose of political activism. But when the chips were down, when the problems now faced them, they were left out there to suffer on their own. And I must say that, please, always carry the values of patriotism, of nationalism, of bipartisanism. That is a value that has been ingrained in you. Number two, I have been told that you have been properly trained on the constitutional principles of human rights. And those principles enable you to understand how to treat every Kenyan. You become courteous to those Kenyans. You become firm when it comes to security. You become firm when it comes to dealing with criminals. When you become firm when it comes to protecting your nation against those that want to harm your nation. But you become gentle when treating citizens of the Republic. You become gentle when you are dealing with our citizens, because you understand that those people have, Kenyans have also their rights that have been trained, you have been trained to deal with. Because of the challenge I used to lay the foundation of dealing with the criminals, dealing with this criminal enterprise that is being run by politicians for selfish interest. You know, and it's very sad because somebody who just 2 days ago was in government, tomorrow is out there, it looks like a different animal. Once he gets to government, he speaks a different language. That's why the guarantee of safety of the country is yourself, because you must remain steadfast, looking at values and the principles that have been ingrained in you. And because of those challenges, those political and political machinations, I want to say here that we are happy to note that the training curriculum captures issues like crowd control and crowd management. At the moment, that has become among the top security challenges in our country, because people are taking advantage of the challenges that young people have. And therefore, crowd management, crowd control, use of force, including the legal and constitutional principles on when you can be able to use force, have become part and parcel of the training. And that's why you heard the Inspector General of Police speak about cases. And I must say, the IG, that to be very honest, cases of so-called police brutality have really reduced over the years because of the training that has improved. And so in some cases, when we get a few cases in there, here and there, where police officers and police station are accused of brutality, or in cases of protests like the one in Ishara yesterday in Embu, where there is a loss of life, I am happy that always the National Police Service and the Independent Police Oversight Authority, have always taken a very firm stand. And I want to thank you, IG, for picking that issue and ensuring that the top investigators have been sent to Embu to make sure that they investigate that matter, and to ensure that our police officers who may have erred or may have violated the law are also brought to justice. But in the same breath, Inspector General of Police, when we see cases like we saw in Kikuyu and we saw in other parts of Kenya, including Kitale, where also civilians are hurting people, hurting properties, fighting others, please take the same effort to make sure that to protect the National Police Service and to protect the police officer, civilians who are causing harm to the police and to the nation must also be dealt ruthlessly to make sure that they face the full force of the law. And I have said, and I continue to say, there is no reason why police officers who have been properly trained, like the recruits who are before us, should not be able to know when to use their arms and when not to use it. Besides that, they should not also be restrained from taking the severest measures allowed by law to protect their nation and protect the civilians and protect people's properties. Again, we will always stand by the police officers when they stand to do the right thing, even as we punish the few that may violate the law. Besides that, I must say that training remains a very important part of National Police Service. Last year, we went around the country for 𝐷𝐶𝑢kwaa la Usalama. We gave your colleagues who are now already ahead of you an opportunity to speak about the issues that are bedeviling National Police Service. We gave citizens opportunity to give feedback on what they feel about our service, and we discussed issues that are affecting our country. I must say that one of the issues that came out of 𝐷𝐶𝑢kwaa la Usalama that we take it very seriously is training. It is evident that training of police officers in the past has largely ended with recruits like yourselves. As a result of that 𝐷𝐶𝑢kwaa la Usalama report, we agreed that we need to go back to continuous training of police officers to make sure that we are retooling and rekitting them to make sure that they are responding to challenges that are facing our country at any given time. As a result of that, we agreed, and it's in our report in 𝐷𝐶𝑢kwaa la Usalama, that we are reviving the regional training centers for the police that are in the 8 regions that are over the country, and also a few centers of excellence of training. We want to ensure that even after your recruitment, you've gone to work, you do not serve for 15, 20, 30 years. Some people never facing at all any other training class, any promotional courses because they have waited for promotion for many years. We agreed that we need to make sure that training is continuous. As a result of that, we have already started training a special cohort of police officers that slowly will take over management and coordination of the function of crowd control, so that that is one of the trainings that is going on. We have also trained a good number of our OCSs, senior officers have now gone through various stages of training. I have now, as my responsibility as a cabinet secretary, my policy direction, I directed the IG from a policy perspective to ensure that we have a national police training plan that will ensure it will capture the modern curriculum, regional centers of training, period of training, how long the police officer should take before training and the next training, but also for improving training facilities for the National Police Service. If you look at this campus, there are still many challenges. Some of this infrastructure was built in colonial days. As you can see, some of them still even have asbestos as a roofing material. You know the condition under which you are living here, the hostels, the rooms. There was some very useless contractor who was given some work in the third administration, and you can see the buildings there were built and cannot be used because some character build substandard issues. So IG, I would like us to have a wider plan to make sure that we build proper facilities that will ensure that these men and women who are here, including the senior officers here, will have continuous training so that we are responding to the challenges that face our country. People must know, and the country must know, that if we ask for budgetary allocation for training, the results are direct. If we have better training facilities, the results are going to directly benefit the people of Kenya. And therefore, I look forward to a proper training plan, including training facilities that will enable us to move these issues to go forward. Beside that, I must say here that you are coming to the National Police Service when this administration has invested heavily in the National Police Service. Number one is when the president came to office, he established a task force that looked at the welfare of the security team in the country, including the prison officers, including the police officers, including the NYS. And I'm happy that there was a plan to increase the salary of police officers starting from bottom up, because of the bottom up economic transformation agenda, so that the lowest ranking officer gets the highest increase compared to the highest. And as such, the first and the second phase of that salary increment is already implemented, and the last phase will be implemented in the next 2.5 months by 1st of July to ensure that the salary of a police constable will have moved in 3 years by 10,000 shillings, and that is really significant increase. We have also, so you will be coming to National Police Service. For people who are recruited, the past recruits, you will be joining at 10,000 more than the person who joined a few years ago. Number two is that the president directed that we give a proper insurance service, medical insurance cover to the National Police Service. That includes medical evacuation, and it includes life cover. And from that, we recently launched the new cover, which is we call the utumishi, yeah? Usalama, yes, Usalama cover. Thank you very much, IG, for reminding me. Usalama cover, which now covers all police officers across the country with an access to over 6,000 medical facilities across the country. When we were in the Jukwaa la Usalama, the complaint was that there were only few selected facilities that police officers would access in state or in case of medical challenges. And that does not only protect you, protect your families, your children, so that even as you serve your country in the far-flung areas and in different parts of the country, you will have an environment that ensures that you have a peace of mind because you have a medical cover. And in case of injuries, in other parts, when you are on duty, it also covers evacuation, medical evacuation, to ensure that you are brought to appropriate medical facility to treat you. Number three is that we have made significant progress in looking at promotion policy for the National Police Service. We were told during Jukwaa la Usalama that there was continuous stagnation of police officers at the constable rank for many years without any promotion, despite even when you do a very good job. And as a result, the Inspector General of Police committed to promoting all constables that were over 50 years and had never been promoted, and they have now all been promoted to the next rank. And all the it was the corporals and sergeants, yes. The corporals and sergeants also, who had stagnated for over 10 years, were also promoted to the next rank. And this is very significant, because I have gone now out of the country around the country, and I meet police officers who had stagnated and they're over 50 years, and they're truly, truly grateful that they will be retiring after they have at least made a progress. As a result, we have directed National Police Service to have a clear promotion policy that will ensure that when you people come to service, you will have a certain level of expectations in terms of your growth and cannot stagnate forever in one place. The other issue that we have had to grapple with is police housing. Most of the police officers serving the country in other parts of the nation have been struggling with the question of housing. And through the collaboration with the Ministry of Housing and the Affordable Housing Program, we have a program that initially targets 17,000, construction 17,000 houses, and now we are working to improve it in the midterm to 30,000 houses to make sure that police officers are operating in comfortable houses across the country. Through Jukwaa la Usalama, we were told by citizens that police officers who are living far away from police station find it very difficult to respond to challenges immediately. And therefore, you will be seeing the infrastructure that we are building around the country to make sure that the police officers will be available to be within the police station and ready and available to serve the country at that stage. In the housing program as well, we are working together with the Ministry of Housing to see also that senior and through PPP programs to see how we can also get more facilities beyond the one that we are building under affordable housing. We know that many of the police stations, of the 1,200 police stations across the country, a number of them have serious, very serious infrastructure challenges. We are now working towards constructing 900 police stations. From that, we have agreed that we work with CDF to construct 300. We work through the budget to do 300, and His Excellency the President also graciously agreed to, through Housing Fund, to fund another 300 through construction of the other affordable houses to make sure that the police stations near there are also constructed. That program commences the next financial year. The one of CDF has been ongoing, and the budget, we are pushing for the budgetary allocation for the construction in the new financial year. We also want to ensure that that police station has modern facilities. We have agreed, we are now working on a very massive, ambitious modernization program in terms of technology. We have had NC3, which is Command, Control and Communication Center in Nairobi and Mombasa. But we are now having a massive ICT program that is combined with the NC3. What was used to be NC3, we are upgrading it to NC4, which will be National Command, Control, National Communication, Command, Control, and Computation. Computation means that we will infuse the technology of AI and analytics to ensure that when we are managing security, Kenyans will be able to, we will be able to understand from a security perspective which areas are having which challenges. And this is how it works. This program will have it will have digital OB. Kenyans, through an app, will report all crimes at the comfort of their offices, their houses, and we will, through that reporting, through the digital OB, we will be able to know which areas of Kenya has which challenges because of the analytics, and the response will become very prompt. We will also have ICT equipment at the police station. We'll make sure that every police station will have ICT equipment. We will ensure that all the police stations have the CCTV cameras to make sure that there's accountability and we can deal with issues of police brutality within any police station if there are any, or we should be able to capture those criminals who are coming to invade police station, and it becomes easy for us to ensure that through technology we have been able to capture all of them. This NC4 centers will be established, the first instance in 6 areas, that is Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, Eldoret, Nyeri, and hopefully move it to Meru. That way it will cover a wider range of Kenya, and the cameras that we will apply will be interoperable, meaning that it will be integrated with the highway cameras, for speed cameras. It will be integrated with ITS in the urban areas. It will also be integrated with some CCTV cameras, for private ones, that will be willing to work with the police service to make sure that we cover our country. We have seen in the past that as long as there is this extra watchful eye of technology, we will be able to avert many criminal activities. That project is under procurement. In another few weeks, we shall begin to roll it out. And as you heard, His Excellency the President said, in the next 6 months, by the end of this year, a significant part of that implementation will have been achieved. And we believe that through that process, we will make our country better. You know that there is an ongoing modernization program that the President put in place as soon as we came to office and was implemented by the Deputy President, then the Minister of Interior with the team that was here. We are continuing with that program that ensure that you have better equipment, security equipment, including MRAPs and other anti-mines equipment. We also ensure that we are kitting you better. We will also ensure that we continue to ensure that we get modern crowd control equipment, including proper gear for the police and proper material for managing crowds. These are just part of it. I can go on and on and on, you know, including your uniform. That is now a new uniform for the National Police, which is, as requested, designed, and through public participation, we made sure that this uniform is in place. We will ensure that that is implemented, and I thank the National Treasury because they have now provided a budget for us to start the first implementation. Even as we do all these things, we really take care of your welfare. It's important that, let me tell you this, because you are my younger brothers and sisters, and you are also like some of you. I don't know if I'm old enough to have a son here. Yes, I could have had a son here if I was serious enough early. A son or a daughter. Let me say this. You need to know you are the hope of our country. You know, you need to know you are the hope of your family. You need to know that you are, people expect a lot from you. When you live here, continue with that discipline, the discipline that you've been trained here. Even when you are not required to run in the morning or in the evening, run. It's good for your health. If you can do some few exercises, it's important for your health. Physical health, but also mental health. The moment you get out of this gate and you are tempted to drink a lot of alcohol, yeah, and we are having a serious challenge in the National Police Service with people who are addicted in alcohol. I want you to condition in your mind before you leave here and speak to yourself. And you tell yourself, what must be done, must be done. Is that the case? Yes, sir. What must be done? Must be done. That slogan should not just cover you when you are serving the country as a security officer. You need to tell yourself as a person, what I must done, I must do. You must really speak to yourself every morning, ensure that you do not slide into the dangerous path of alcohol abuse, drug abuse, because we have a sizable number of addicts, yeah, across the country that are serving in the public service and indeed in the National Police Service. In fact, we have asked the NACADA to do a survey, a proper survey of how many people in public service are addicted to alcohol and drugs. And we want to get that figure. And how does it impact service delivery? It's very sad when I go to rural areas, including even as a citizen, you see a police officer amelewa mpaka ameanguka kwa mtaro. Alafu watu wanasema officer ndio ule. Officer amekula exhibit. You know? And you are expected to be an officer of the National Police Service. You are supposed to set an example. Please, discipline. It is great to have a job. And I'm telling you, most of you here, you caused chaos when you are looking for a job. Because when you are told run, you ran so fast. You know? And you left many of your sisters and brothers who wish they would be sitting here. So you are among the privileged lot that are got an opportunity to serve your country. Don't take it for granted. Move from one step of discipline to the other. Ensure that really drug abuse is not, and alcohol abuse is not part and parcel of you. And in that breath, as you go out there, you will rely on you to serve with dignity. To serve with dignity. I know many police officers are dignified officers. They want to serve the country. They are God-fearing, God-loving. They love their country. But a few elements also who are engaging in acts of corruption are putting our nation in a very bad image, and they are causing a greater harm to our country. Because if you take a bribe, you send you a GSU officer, we send you to the border of Kenya and Somalia, and you take a bribe, and then let aliens to come to our country, and some of them are dangerous criminals. You will hurt your country in a way. Maybe for 1,000 shillings, you have hurt your country in a big way. The same to you take bribe as a traffic officer. An accident occurs, you don't even know it will affect. Sometimes you find it has affected your family member, you know. So this corruption you must also train your head now. As you run around and training and physical training, keep telling yourself, I will ensure that I will do the right thing going forward. And I will be satisfied with whatever I will get. And it will be multiplied by God, because I will be faithful in the little that I get, so that more can be added to me. Those are things I want to ask. The National Police Service takes greater care of mental health issues, and rehabilitation programs are in place for you. But that is not a license for you to engage in matters of drinking and alcohol. Lastly, I know that we have challenges in questions of mobility, but we are working on a program to ensure that we buy police vehicles. There's a program we're thinking through of almost at the greater stage now, an advanced stage now, to make sure that we have electric vehicles that will make it easier for us to deal with the challenges of fuel and so forth as we continue serving this country. Otherwise, I'm here. I'm very happy. I must say that I'm so happy to be here to see all of you. Thank you very much, Commandant. Thank you for the work you've done. The teachers who are here, have they been very good teachers? Yes, sir. Very good. I don't think you have an option to say they are not. But thank you very much to know that they have done a good job to produce men and women who are going to serve this nation in a big way, in a way that will make this country better. My job as your cabinet secretary is to continue fighting for your welfare and to continue fighting for better equipment, better services, better training areas, better serving environment, so that you can continue serving Kenyans better. We believe that, and we know that I go all over the place and people are saying, thank you very much, security has improved. But we will do better, even with the things we are doing going forward. Asanteni sana, may God bless you. See you during your graduation. It's called a pass-out parade, hopefully here in another 4 months. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.